Hello! It is time for another Yule vlog. So on the last one, you had Gemma doing the vlog for the most of the day because that was her day off. Didn't she do well, by the way? This time, my turn. So now we're basically on normal, occasional vlog style stuff. So I have actually started this vlog already, so I'm just going to cut to that now to show you what I did this morning because it's stuff. I found some Christmas beers. Even though I got a beer calendar, I thought I'd come check Booths out and see what we've got. I've tried most of these, to be honest, but let's pick up a few up because it's fun. One of the reasons I do regularly visit Booths is because they have an extensive selection of craft beers. Lots and lots. This is just one shelf, there's another one on the other side. And a fridge behind me. While we're out and about, let's go and have a look in B&M and Aldi and stuff. A few things I could do with picking up. I need to get some antibacterial spray. Exciting Christmas vlogging stuff this, isn't it? I did just get one guy give me some proper evils because I was vlogging while I was walking along shopping. I don't know if it's evils or confused stares, put it that way. Yeah, my aircon in the car smells bad, so people say use an antibacterial spray on it. I have like one for the interior of the car which I bought last night. It doesn't have a top on it, so I can't use it. I need to take that back at some point. B&M is a bit posher than the one near me. I did have other items I wanted to buy, but I've forgotten them all. So I'm basically coming in B&M Bargains to buy Gemma some salted caramel M&Ms. Not the best shop. Perfect. Dettol all-in-one disinfectant spray. Apparently you can use it to clean aircon in cars. And there ends the weirdest shop I've ever done. I bought Christmas beers, pudding for tonight, a Christmas present for Gemma. She's not allowed to know about it, so don't tell her. So Gemma, don't tell yourself because you'll probably watch this. Some Dettol antibacterial spray. That's the present. No. And some salted caramel M&Ms. I did have a quick look in Aldi because I like looking at the middle aisle just to see what weird stuff they're selling. But it was all Kevin the Carrot, and I'm not really interested in Kevin the Carrot. So yeah, I left that one. Basically, when I get in the car and start it, I get like a strong vinegary kind of smell, which I looked online and found out was bacteria in the aircon system. So it's only started since we got back from the holiday, so I think it's just because the car sat for 2 weeks with no one in it. But yeah, I've ordered a new aircon filter, and I've also got the antibacterial spray, which I'm going to use on the exterior part of the air intake to try and clear it up a little bit. This is the realities of daily occasional vlogging, isn't it? I just tell you about aircon and cars and get weird looks from people trying to park the vans. Anyway, let's go on because we're going to cook today. Yeah, and with that bit of shopping completed, I'm now back at home. We're in. I have spun around too quickly. I have just done the antibacterial stuff on the car's aircon. I also got another canister of the stuff that does the interior of the car. So that's just aerating out now. Gave the car a quick wash as well. I tend not to bother in the winter because have you seen the state of the roads? The car is just covered in guff. So yeah, I did what I could with it anyway. Got some most of it off so it's not just sat there until it starts getting nice weather again and I start washing the car more regularly. I got some Christmas beers. I'll show you what I got. Let me see if I can find them without showing you what I bought, because there's presents in there. I got Rudgate Evil Elf, Winter's Ale, Bad Elf, or is it Bad Elf Winter's Ale? One of those. Salter Brewery, White Christmas, and the best named one. This is the Unknown Brewery. It's got to be on there somewhere. Ridgeway. Excuse me. Ridgeway Brewery. Santa's Boat. That's a porter, that should be quite nice. Although I've had Christmas spice porters in the past and they've not been great. And also because I went to Booths, oops, chopped my own head off. I also went and got 2 bottles of plum porter because that's one of our favourites. And I bought some pudding for tea. Anyway, that brings us up to date. I am not stopping today. I need to do some cooking. I'm going to do, if I can find it, those who watch our vlogs regularly will know I bought loads of achiote pesto, which you used to make cochinita pibil, and I make cochinita pibil pulled pork. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it in the slow cooker, and it's going to be on all day, and then we're going to have it with, I've forgotten, oh, on ciabattas, and possibly with these taco shell things, or what, tostada, whatever. Yeah, the tostadas, according to this. Yep, so I'm going to do that. And also I'm going to have to do lots of pots, because even though Gemma said she'd be doing lots of pots in the vlog that she did on Thursday, I don't think she did any. Oh well. Since I am the sort who hid the tripod, I'm also the one who can find it. So I have found it, so I'm going to continue cooking with the camera rolling. Right. Wow, that's gone dark. It's because of the light behind. I am actually going to follow a vague recipe for this one. I'll put a link in the description below, but I am breaking it a bit because it talks about using other stuff, because I think it's an American recipe. So I'm just going to have to sort of read around it. But it's basically pork shoulder, orange juice, lime juice, garlic, achiote paste. That's one of the main ingredients, because you use that. That's where your flavour comes from. I think that's about it. Oh, some chilies if you want them as well. I haven't actually got any fresh chilies. Also, definitely need to have a clean up in here today. We hit a point. I'm going to move that camera around a little bit, because we hit a point where it's just like everything needs washing, and I think we hit that point for 2 days ago. One thing I do like about this recipe is when you look at the ingredients, it says achiote is a required ingredient for this recipe. There is no alternative. So fortunately I have lots of achiote pesto spare. I have just read you're supposed to leave this marinating overnight. I forgot about that. Can't do anything about it now though. The recipe calls to cut the meat into chunks to make proper cochinita pibil stew. I'm going to use that recipe to make a base of my sauce for my pulled pork, because we're going to have achiote pulled pork rather than cochinita pibil. You can only follow recipes so far, and then you've just got to make your own stuff up. Slow cooker needs a bit of freshen up. I still haven't found a bigger slow cooker that I like the look of, so I'm still going with this little one, which is probably also too small for the amount of pulled pork that I'm going to make today. This is probably going to be a 2-day at least meal. It's like slow cookers just get ingrained with the smells of all the previous meals you've ever cooked, and could actually be because the enamel on a slow cooker might be on its way out. It isn't like the old one. The old one, the enamel cracked on it, so I had to throw it out and get a new one. Because obviously if the enamel actually cracks on it, then that's not sanitary, because things get behind the cracks, but this is still quite well enamelled. I'm eager to get rid of it though, on account of it not having that power line, which makes it really difficult to tell that it's on from a distance. Which means at one time, I think on the occasional vlog, potentially, maybe not, I left a piece of beef in the slow cooker all day. Yeah, it was turned off. My tip for cooking is always use a sharp knife, because if you use a blunt knife you'll struggle more and you'll be more risk to cut yourself, and if you cut yourself with a blunt knife it might not be as bad as cutting yourself with a sharp knife, but the likelihood is more. Less struggling, less chance to cut yourself. Right, my meat is now skinned, and there was a lot of skin on that meat, and now it goes in a slow cooker. I probably should flash fry this to brown it, which locks the flavour in. We don't have any clean pans, so in it goes. So one of the things that this recipe does call for is a blender. I do not own a blender. I'm now tempted to nip up to the local Tesco and buy a small hand blender, because this isn't the first time I've needed one. Because we used to make a lot of homemade soups in the slow cooker, and we broke the old hand blender doing that. So I'm thinking of going and getting another one. Oh, the cheap one's out of stock. I'll have to be this one. Right, I'm back. I've got a food blender, a hand blender. I didn't get a full size. I had like a massive one, a tiny one. Because I was thinking it'd be nice to get some medium-sized blender that I could use for other things as well. So I just got my hand blender. Whether it's perfect or not, I don't know. But it'll have to do. Anyway, where were we? Right, make sure that crock pot's on, because if I don't do it now, I'll forget. And now I need to blend some achiote paste into some orange juice and some lime juice. This should be interesting. I'm not sure the hand blender will do very well with this achiote paste because it's rock solid. So I'm going to chop it into fine chunks. Oh, I can already smell it. It smells quite nice on the nose. I'm kind of guessing at how much achiote paste I actually need for this, you know. I ain't got a clue. And also I've lost my lime juice. There's my lime juice. Oh, and I did say to Gemma I was going to get stuff to make margaritas and I forgot. Well, I'll have to drink Christmas beers instead. This does not look like the best built. It doesn't, let's just say it doesn't exude German technology, guaranteed reliability that I was expecting. It feels quite cheap compared to the last one that I bought that we managed to break. We'll see how we do though. Oh, it comes with a tumbler. Look. I could mix me stuff in that. That might actually be a better idea because it's taller. The issue I think I'm going to have here is that the achiote, I've just cut it into cubes rather than it being in a big chunk, so I thought the blender might do a little bit better with cubes rather than a big chunk. But I still think it might not blend very well because the cubes are quite solid. I've got one of these somewhere else. I must have got one of these with the last one of these that I bought. It's got measures on it and everything. Okay, that bit, cheap. That bit's quite nice. That bit feels quite sturdy as well. Guarantee that bit breaks, because I think that's what broke on the last one. I'll throw all that stuff in the bin later. I need to give this a rinse. Preferably without slicing my fingers. Business end. There's a robin in the garden, by the way. And a blackbird. You'll have noticed then that the boiler kicks in because it's right behind where you are. And it's very hot. Another thing about this blender is put it round the wrong way around. So I've broken it already. Not sure what I did then. Sorted. Should we just ignore it and move on? Also, I did notice, by the way, on the box it says reliable German quality, and then on the back it says made in Poland. Surely that's reliable Polish technology? Why are they taking all the glory? I've put my recipe on my phone. Let me have a look. As previously mentioned, I will link this recipe in the description, but I am not following it to the key. I'm just taking cues from it. Because I'm using a slow cooker and this says use the oven. Right, half a cup of lime juice and 1 cup of orange. This is clearly American. Right, I've just used my power of calculation and not at all. 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces and 8 fluid ounces is 237 millilitres. Thanks maths brain, not Alexa. I don't think it matters, to be honest. It doesn't have to be exact for this. Oh, look at that. My beaker has fluid ounces marked on it as well, so I didn't need to convert to millilitres with my brain and not. I don't think I'm using enough achiote paste, by the way. Also, I've lost my recipe. There it is. A half a cup of lime juice, or 3 to 4 foot, was it? 4 to 5 limes. Lime juice it is. So that's going to be 4 fluid ounces on top of my 8 fluid ounces, which in maths terms is probably 16 fluid ounces. Feels like an awful lot of lime juice. Right, add in the achiote paste in chunks and put that somewhere safe. And now I blend. Good luck to me. Wow, that actually sucked me down. If it hits the bottom, it sucks out the bottom and I can't get it up. Do you know what? I think that's only gone and worked. Hey, that's way better than it has been in the past. When I've made this in the past, because the recipes I've used, I'm not called to use a food blender, I've just ended up with lumps of achiote paste in the middle of it, which is not ideal. This looks way better. I mean, I can see there's loads of achiote paste in the bottom there, but it's not in chunks, so that's good. I'm going to give it a couple more spins and then we'll be good. Right, with that done, mix well and cover in the fridge for at least 6 hours and up to 24 hours. Yes, do that. So we'll do what I'm doing last night. In my case, in this case it says cover it the pork and throw the pork in the oven. In my case, I'm throwing the pork in the slow cooker and just throwing this on the top. And most of the achiote paste is still in the bottom of the cup. But, unlike previous times, it's lovely and soft and chunky. And not chunky. Whereas last time I did this, I ended up with massive chunks of achiote paste just in there. But, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to use the paste. I'm just going to spread it over the top of the pulled pork. So it gets deep in there. And that is now going to stay on for as close to 8 hours as I can get it, and bearing in mind we're actually a bit delayed today, so it might only be about 7. I forgot one ingredient, but it's not a major one. I mean, it's not an important one to put it in when I forgot it, so it'll go in now. I'm just going to throw some salt over it. I suppose I'd better show you what it looks like when it's done. That's what it looks like when it's done. I'm not going to take the lid off because the slow cooker is heating up and I don't want to lose all the heat. No, still going. So that is the longest end of washing machine cycle beat tune I've ever heard. I didn't even catch the start of it. Who's this sneaky fella? We seem to be getting a lot of cats in our garden these days. Also, did you just see the camera just jerk immediately to the left? Because when it did that, it clicked. I think our G7X is on its way out, you know. Fortunately, it only seems to do it when it's zoomed in, which is not something we use this camera for anyway. So we'll keep at it for now. I spent maybe half an hour, 45 minutes now building some more Christmas Lego. I'll show you in a bit. So it's got serious now because the spare brick tub has come out. I'm missing so many bricks. And the problem I have, right, Lego have these little tiny clips that clip onto pipes and stuff. They're just all falling apart and breaking as I'm trying to build stuff, so I'm going to have to order loads of them. Generally Lego are very good though. If you break bricks they will send you spare parts, so I may be able to do that. Yeah, Mr. David and Mr. Ian in the background. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Does that look alright?
That looks amazing.
I reduced the sauce down and threw it over the rest of the pot, so there's loads of sauce left for if we have more. And Gemma's got sour cream with us. We didn't have the bread in the end because we didn't want it. You got it. Calendars.
Calendar time.
I've kind of given up on the cheese one because every time I pick it up, something falls out of it.
Oh, it's another smalls one.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, what's it say? Get 10% off today. Only use code day7 at the checkout. So if anyone wants to use code day7 at the checkout, make a marshmallow.
Spoiler? Well, not spoilers.
Why is that a spoiler?
I don't know. I'll let you have that one.
Ain't have half of one.
Are you sure? Okay then. Wait, thank you. Should we open beer number 7?
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Oh, there's all bits of s'more in the bottom of the beer number 7. We have a bottle. If it's a bottle of Carlsberg. Ooh. It is a Julius. Oh jeez.
How strong is that?
A strong Belgian beer, 8.5%. I haven't had a huge amount of Belgian beers, so yeah, I'm happy with that. It's got Spock on the front of it as well.
Spock?
I did say we'd bought that calendar so we could do the taste test of the beers at the end of the night. Today, closing off the vlog, but I really don't want to drink it.
Have you already shrunk it?
I've had 1.5 cans of beer.
You shrunk it?
I really don't want to drink an 8.5% beer.
You showed me your shirt. Your new shirt.
Oh yeah, this is my Christmas shirt. I'm going to wear this in work when we do Christmas jumpers and stuff. Christmas Boston Terrier.
Stanley!
Not a French Bulldog and not a Pug, apparently.